everybody. How are we doing out there? Hi, Avril. Hi, Tracy. It's so nice to see you. I'm Amy. Thank you so much for tuning in to Amy's Inspiration Station. And Angel is behind the badge today. And if you let us know where you are sharing this live while we're live, you'll be entered to win a gift card to the Altenew store. And hi, Nancy. Hi, Sherry. It's so nice of you to be here. Thank you so much. Let me know where you're coming from. What are you up to on this Thursday? It's pretty bright and sunny where I am. You will notice that in a second as I get over there. So again, please share this while we are live, and you'll be entered to win a $15 gift card to our store at Altenew. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Carol. And it's so nice to see you guys. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Shiamara. How are we doing? So Marilyn in Canada and Donna also from Canada. So thank you guys for being here today. Again, Angel is behind the badge. I have a little bit of fun for you guys. It's a little bit of a different take on the project kit. So we just had the marvelous release that came out on Monday, I believe, on the 12th. And so many amazing things. I'm going to share a couple of cards from there, but I'm going to focus today on the project kit, and we're going to be doing a gatefold card. So if you're like, maybe I want to kind of break out and maybe do a different size card or something a little bit different, that's what we're going to be doing today, is playing around with what can you do with a little bit of different paper. So hi, Carol and Tracy. Oh, thank you so much, Tracy, for sharing this on Facebook. And you, like Tracy, could be entered to win a gift card from Altenew if you let us know where you are sharing this live while we are live. And Ruth, lunchtime, what a nice break in your day. So, and Cheryl's with me on the East Coast, not lunchtime over here. So, and Avril, you're going to have to show me how to do a 6x6 gatefold on that one. So, all right. Hi, Mavis from New Zealand. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this down. I want to let you know I'm battling the sun a little bit. I moved my camera and the sun is kind of winning the battle on this one, but I'm going to do the best I can with this. And I may move the camera. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Tracy, yes, that was a fabulous class we had last night with Pam, looking at some snowflakes. And I am playing around with this guy. So he is cute. Love it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Avril, that's because you're good at maths, man. I have to double check on all of those things. So the Marvelous Monthly released each month. On the 12th, we release 5 of the subscription products. And I'm just going to show you a couple of cards from them that I made. And the gingerbread men, oh my gosh, how cute are these two? Cannot handle it. Love these, have a ton of ideas for these little gingerbread cookies. All right, Cheryl, but we love your comment, Cheryl, but I understand while you're working. You might need to hide that a little bit. I made a little tag with them using the Snowflakes 3D embossing folder. Just thought they were really super cute. And then this is the Build-A-Garden. These are the peonies. Again, amazing. Love these huge flowers. I paired it with some nice graphic washi tape. Thought that was so cute. I know, Avril, the gingerbread men are like, I can't handle it. And then this is the Paint-A-Flower hibiscus. And I splattered that. And Avril, you probably got some splatters on your desk when I was splattering this. But this was a beautiful flower. Just thought it looked nice paired with that tag. And the Craft-A-Flower tulips. I did this. This is a hot foil panel that I was like, this is terrible. And I was going to throw out. And I cut it down. And I'm like, this makes a great background. So those are our subscriptions. So we have a Craft-A-Flower. We have our Paint-A-Flower. This is the Build-A-Garden. And then we have the Mini Delight. And we today are going to be playing around with this guy. So we are going to be taking a look at the project kit. I love the project kits. I get excited about them for every single month when they come out. And this one is I wanted to play around with this one and go in a little bit more detail because it's a little bit different than the other ones, the way the stamp is set up. So I wanted to talk about that today and just kind of talk about the way that this stamp is set up. And then the die is set up to cut out all of this at one time. So you're not sitting there like die cutting out every single, flower, you can die cut the whole thing at one time, which is really, really great. Tracy, I'm with you. Also, when I splatter, a little tough. And Sherry, I love tulips too. They are gorgeous. And I love these craft-a-flower ones. They are really, really awesome. Oh, and Carol, thank you for sharing on Twitter. And you too could be like Carol and be entered to win a $15 gift card to Altenew. And Cece, hello, how are you doing from Sweden? All right. And thank you, Christine. And hi, Joanne. Hi, Miss Tamp. Thank you for sharing. And Sandra. All right. We are. Hey, Sue. How are you doing out there? It's a little sunny where I am. I'm fighting the light here today, so I might have to move my mat back where it was when I originally set everything up. So I exactly. I like that idea to make your own ephemera. That is awesome. And this is actually this is a really pretty cool set, I have to say. So I made a gatefold card, and these are really easy to do if you haven't done them. I kind of like them because they can be a little bit fancy. I didn't put a sentiment on this one. I just used one of the flowers for this, but that belly band just slips right off and this just opens. And because you can stamp the whole entire scene at one time, it was just really hard to kind of not pull these apart. So that's what we're going to do today. I also, this set, I don't even know how to describe it. It's really, it's like ethereal, you know, it's very pretty. And so I decided to go with muted tones on this. And Altenew released these colors in a set. And I have to say, I go for them all the time when I'm looking for them. And that's the Northern Shore Blue Inks. Those are amazing. There's Nature's Wonders. And then we have Martian Terrain. And Martian Terrain gives you this really pretty pink, orange, pinky orange, I guess, flower like color. And then I actually added in the blue leaves just for something a little bit different, and then did the little swirly things over in Nature's Wonders because that's that really pretty muted. So it ends up being this nice muted tone, but it's really nice. Yes, Cece, you're gonna just soak up this sunshine. I tell you, it's. I put a little barrier over there on that one. Hi, John from Auckland. Shiomara, thank you for sharing this. And it's so, yeah. Well, I don't know, Cece. You need to have this set. This has to be in your cart. Make sure you put this in. This is Northern Shore. This is a beautiful blue set. And you can see it's got that like periwinkle. It's really pretty. And then it goes so well with these other ones. So that's what we're going to be kind of playing around with a little bit today. And I didn't want to do, I guess personally, I don't see these flowers because they're very ethereal. I don't see them in like super bright kind of tones. All right, so let's get a crack-a-lackin' and let's see what we got. So just to remind you, for every project kit, there comes a embossing folder. Now this embossing folder, sometimes they match up with the stamp and sometimes they don't. Like I said, I'm going to talk about this stamp because it's a little funkish. And so it makes sense the way that this is working, that this embossing folder does not line up with this one. But sometimes they do, but this one doesn't. But the embossing folder itself is gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. So you get this gorgeous open florals, and then you have those leaves and those little kind of swirl florals coming off of it. And like I said, the dies, this is one big die, and it actually comes with a sentiment die and a shadow. So it comes with hugs. So you can get the hugs and then the shadow of hugs, which I hope is still in there. And then there is in the project kit, there is a coloring stencil. And this is a layering stencil. So there's 5 stencils in here. And so we're going to go through and kind of take a look at this one. All right. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Sherry, for sharing. And Angel is behind the badge today, letting you know all of the crafty goodness, everything that I'm pulling out. She's giving you those links. And again, she's looking for you to share this live while we're live. And you can be entered to win a $15 gift card to, is the red tones Amy has up? Yes, it is. Martian Terrain is crisp. This is a crisp dye ink. This one, I cannot, I think it's my go-to now. I love pinks. It's just a girl, right? I love pinks. But this is like a little bit of a different pink. And so Tracy, you can take a look. Always ask that question. Altenew, the support at Altenew is amazing. If you ask any questions, they will get right back to you. And then there's always a video whenever like a new product comes out. Lydia's really great. The video team puts a product out so you can kind of see stuff. But you can always ask those questions for that one. They're really good. All right, so I have out in front of me, and I'm really curious if anybody has the scoreboard. So I was able to pick up the scoreboard, and it's kind of cool. It's got this little drawer in the back, and they actually put a little scoring tool in here for you. And the scoring tool has this little like metal nib to it. Yeah. So it's kind of neat. You have to be careful with this because if you are heavy-handed on your scoring, you will go through the paper because you actually need to be light. Versus my other scoring tool, which I think is over on the other side of the room there. Oh well. I don't have my white bone folder to share as a comparison because I think it's on my other desk, but that's okay. We'll work it through. All right. So when I make a gatefold card, the first place that I start is with a full sheet of paper. So this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that I cut down to 2 pieces. And I cut it down on the long edge, on the 11-inch edge, and I cut it down. So I now have a piece of paper that is 8.5 by 5.5. And that's what I have. Haven't scored that board. That is awesome, Ruth. Thank you for that. I needed that today. That was really good. All right. So when I make a gatefold card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first score at 2 1/8 inches on either side. Okay. I had that moment, for those of you who are team glasses, I had that moment where I don't have my glasses on and I was contemplating maybe putting them on because I actually can't see the 2 underneath. They're putting them on. There they go. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm actually at 2 1/8. There we go. I did it right the first time. Okay. Oops. And right down. All right. So I'm going to score that on both sides. So I'm going to go right to 2 1/8. And again, with this tool, you don't have to press down too much because it does leave a nice score. And then the side of this you can even use, but I have to because my other bone folder is gone. All right, so now I'm going to bend this. And I don't fold, I don't press it in yet. What I like to do, and I grabbed 110 cardstock, so this is a little bit rough, but I do a double check. And then I go ahead and I push it down. There we go. Nice edge. All right, I'm going to do the same on this side. All right, so now what I have is I have a gatefold card. So now I have a card. So I can put my insert in here, and then I have my gatefold card. This, I have all my sheets pre-cut. Oh, Tracy, that's good. Thanks, Sue. I appreciate it. I am getting old. Just to see close up, I see. This is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 sheet of paper, and it fits perfectly right over that edge. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm not going to do my stamping on this. I'm actually going to do my stamping on this, and then I'm just going to glue that on. And that way, just in case if I made any mistakes, that's what's there. All right, so I'm going to get my scoreboard. We're going to need this again when we do our belly band. We'll do our belly band in the system. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my stamp positioner tool. Yeah, Sue, I'm with you. I refuse to get bifocals. I'm not going to do that, it's just not going to happen. All right, so I'm going to grab this stamp. Now, this stamp is a big mama, okay? And again, that's why I wanted to talk about the project kit, because this is a big mama. And so you kind of need a 6x6 piece of paper. Oh, there we go. This is a big mama stamp. So just to kind of show you the size on this thing. So here's my regular, so he's a big guy. So I'm actually going to use this and I'm going to stamp on that piece over here, and then we'll just cut it down. All right, and it's nice again because it's all one big. You could make a gorgeous background just with this. I think so, you know why, Tracy? I have to do that because you know I'm gonna muss it up, so I have to do it on a separate piece. All right, so I'm gonna push this not so it's at the bottom. It's right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pick that up. Now, I have been lately when I am using, like when I'm stenciling, I'm using the permanent black ink, and that's because I want to make sure that there's nothing that's going to kind of mush it up. Yeah, I know, Sue. I wanted to show it again because I think it's so cool. And, prism lens glasses, Sherry. I gotta know what the heck that is. And then trifocals. Whoa. And Vicky, thank you for sharing. You, like Vicky, could be entered to win a $15 gift card to Altenew, where if you wanted to, you could put it towards the project kit. This is a really super, super awesome. And I love the fact that in one stamp, this is all done. I don't have to do anything else. I'm looking for my little guy to put a little extra pressure on here. All right. For my permanent black, I always have to stamp it twice. And like I said, I've been using the permanent black because I probably don't need to. I can just probably use the dye ink, the jet black. But this just makes sure that when I go ahead and use my stencils on it and I'm coloring on it, it's not going to mess it up. There's going to be no mushing of lines. All right. Oosh, yeah, that's nice. All right, so we got this nice inks. Let's pull that off. And I'm just going to clean this guy up. All right. Hi, Pamela from Michigan. Ooh, Karen. Latest Altenew order today. Karen, is there anything super special that's in that order that you're like, I cannot wait? Are you stocking the mailbox? I need to know. You don't necessarily need to. If I were going to be using alcohol inks with this, I would. I would definitely heat set it, Christian. But then in this case, because I'm not doing that, I don't really need to do that for that one. All right, and I'm just kind of bopping up, make sure. Oh, hi, Pamela. And I agree, Vicki. This one is really, this is a really unique craft kit. Oh, and Jean watching from Alberta, Canada. Yeah, that is awesome. Hope you're having a good day over there. I was just saying, you can tell I'm kind of battling with the sun a little bit today. All right, so now this guy goes back. We're ready to rock and roll. All right, so we're making a gatefold card, but I'm going to do this guy first. And we are going to grab these blending tools. And I got my little mini guys just in case if I need a little bit more detail. All right, so let's take a look at the stencils. All right, so the stencil guide, whenever you get these project kits, the stencil guide is always in here. I know you're like, shouldn't it be in the stencil thing? And the reason why they put it in here is because then you can also see the examples. So you're able to see what it's going to look like in terms of where the detail pieces are. And then, of course, I love all of the options that they give for you for colors and everything. But this will give us a guide to I'm going to have this on my desk. It's going to be right over here. And I will definitely be making reference to this. All right, so we're going to start off with stencil number 1. And as soon as I get my stencils out, you can see right away I label them. So I'm going to do that. I didn't have, oh yeah. Would like to see samples from the poinsettia folder. Ooh, okay, all right, you got it. I'm going to put that down, Jean. I'll send that along for us to take a look at. I'm actually doing a class. I think it's on the 27th now for dry brush poinsettia. That's in the Altenew virtual workshops. If you just go to our website and I think it's under education or classes, you can take a look at the virtual workshops and sign up. Having some fun over there. All right, so what we have on this first one, you can see we have a little bit of flowers, and then we also have one of the little fluttery things, and then we have a leaf. So I'm going to be doing a couple of different colors. All right, so I'm going to start out with Pastel Sunrise. That's the first of this, and I'm going to grab my small blending tools because I want to get a lot of coverage. I don't want it to be too light, and I just want to go ahead and get this color down. And I love ink blending. It's like the new Zen. And I feel like I can do it quickly. I'm not messing up too much on it. And when I'm doing it, oh, wow, Sue. Yes, I agree. I love that poinsettia embossing folder. And I know we're coming up on holiday season. So how are we doing out there? Anybody have started on their holiday cards? Sending out holiday cards? I'm not a good person for that. I'm not always good at sending those things out. Oh, thank you so much for putting in that virtual workshop. And it is 2 Tuesdays from now. So you can grab that. We'll have a lot of fun. Those are always fun because we don't have a lot of people. You can talk to me directly, ask me questions, and craft along. And then you get a recording for that. Oh, hi, Hazel. Thank you so much for coming here. Ooh, Sue, you got 4 already. You got yours done, Christian? It's already done? What? No way. That's awesome. Good for you. All right. So for Northern Shore, the polar bear is very, very light. So I tend to sometimes go right over to icy water, which is the second color. And I'll show you what I'm talking about by that. So if I grab the polar bear, which is the lightest color, it's very, very faint blue. I know you can see, oh, actually, that's not bad. You can kind of see it. The icy water, if I were to put that one down, just to show you, it puts down a little bit more color. I'm just going to put this right over to the side. All right. Okay, so that's stencil 1 done. And I love stuff. How are you guys liking these coloring stencils that Altenew's been coming out with? I'm loving them. I think they're great. Wow, good job, Tracy. 10 to 15 this year. I have 1. Well, that's okay. Oh, I didn't do the first one. Okay, here we go. I missed stencil 1. I started with stencil 2, but that's all right. Yeah, the colorings, aren't they the best? Oh my gosh, I love them. I kind of like just buy them for the coloring stencil. And it's nice because you can lay down a lot of color without really having to do much. And I really appreciate that. Because when I color with markers and pencils, it takes me quite a bit of time. All right, so what I'm doing here, just to give a little bit of variation, I'm just coming in. This is the second color, which is called Canyon Clay, and we're still doing the base of these petals. And then I'm going to come in with whatever the heck is left over, and I'm going to grab a little bit of my first color, which is Pastel Sunrise, and that's going to give a little bit more darkness closer to the flower, like the base of the flower, or the base of those petals. All right, so these are polar bear. All right, get those done. And then, like I said, what's super nice about this is it's just done. You don't have to worry about it. It is all set. And that's it. All right, and then my last thing, I'm going to do Misty Moore over here. So what this is doing for most of this is it's just putting down some color. And then we're going to start to get into the details, and that's the next step that we're going to do. All right, so the next one is number 3. So we're still doing a little bit of base on this. It's 2 done. All right, and yeah, I'm with you, Sherry. Sometimes I just can't figure out what I want to do, and that makes it a little bit harder. All right. Okay. All right. So, and again, these are really, really fast. I can kind of get them done. All right. I'm going to go in with some canyon clay here on these flowers. And just right up here with the canyon clay. And then I'm going to finish off with that pastel sunrise and kind of whatever's left over on my brush. And then I'm going to grab, where are you? These are the stamen. This mangrove root that's inside of the Nature's Wonders, it does a great job of being so dark. And it's this really rich green brown. And so that is perfect for something like that. And you can see how gorgeous that looks. All right, so these petals I'm going to do in blue. And I'm going to do some of them in blue and some of them I'm going to do in the green. Oh, I figured it just got icy waters. Sorry. So I'm doing these in icy waters. It's a little bit of a darker. So that's the next color up on this one. Oh my gosh. I know, Nancy, sometimes I don't. And can you use the stencils without the stamp? Oh my gosh, Tracy, stick around. That's my idea for my second card. We're gonna make a background with these coloring stencils. That's I guess you and I were thinking the same thing today. I don't know. All right, there's a little stem right here, so I'm just gonna grab whatever I have left on mangrove root, with that mangrove root, and just get it right in there. All right, so that's that. Okay, and then we have number 4. And here's number 4. And now we're going to add that detail in. So you can see how this starts to line up. So we want to add that detail in. Okay. It's always that one. I just have to keep shifting it in there. There we go. Oh, so close. All right, there we go. So I want to go a little bit darker on here. And since we were using that canyon clay, I'm going to move on over to the burnt red to get that detail in. But I want to double check that I want this, so I kind of tap a little bit off before I head in there. And that's going to make sure I'm really positive that I want this color. I can always kind of go back in and add more if I need to. Okay, there we go. There's this little leaf over here, so you have to be mindful of that guy. All right, so I'm going to grab the Winter Lake for these ones. And since this is a little small section, I'm just going to do that like that. And just kind of put those right in there. Okay. And then here's my sea forest. I'm going to come in here. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. I want to go into marshland. All right. How are we doing out there? So I'm glad you guys like these coloring stencils. I do too. I think they're amazing. They make my life a lot easier. And that's what I like about this set, is you can put together something really gorgeous in a very short period of time. All right, so here's our last stencil. So this is going to give just a little bit more detail to some of the other things. You can see that this is now lining up with the leaves. All right, so now these right here, I think I'm going to do in the yellow. So let me grab marshland and just add that in. And I'm going to put marshland up here with this one. Okay. And then we have our leaves. So I'm going to grab that winter lake. And then that is done. So I'd love to know, anybody have this kit already? Oh, zoom out just a little bit? Absolutely, I can do that. All right, is that a little bit better, Sue? Yeah, because you can't see what I'm doing here at the bottom, right? It's just kind of magic at the bottom of the screen. Absolutely. All right, and then also, again, this is such a big stamp, so now you can really see everything. All right, and I'm going to grab that mangrove root and just cut in right there with Split Brown. Okay, so now when I pull this off, and I think I'm done with all of my inking for the moment, I'm going to put my inks to the side. Okay, so that's all 5 stencils, and that doesn't take a long time. It's really nice. Yeah, right, Sue? You're absolutely welcome. If there's anything like that that's going on, you want to see a little bit more, you just let me know. I keep my eye on the comments. If I miss it, you just comment again and we'll get there. All right, so let me just put these to the side because we will need them again, but not at the moment. All right, so now I'm going to grab the die, which is right over here. So again, the cool thing about this die is that the whole thing fits right over this. So you're not like lining up every single little flower. This is definitely what I loved about this kit. I was like, wow, this is awesome. I now can do all of these. I'm actually not going to cut this out because I want to use this as a background, but I just wanted to show you that you can do that. Hot foil plate coming out? Not yet. Not yet. It is, oh, for this one? That would be super nice. That would be really nice. All right, so now I'm going to, give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab my cutters. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this is going to be the face of our gatefold card. All right, so I have to get this down to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to cut this down, and obviously this is bigger than it needs to be, but I need to cut it down, and I want to make sure that this is kind of like right in the middle. So I'm just going to go right to this edge, and I'm just going to start cutting around. So here's 5 1/2. And I need it to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right. Trying to figure out what to cut off. It's always the hardest part, isn't it? All right, 4 1/4. Okay. So now we're at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But now I got to cut right down in the center at that 2 1/8. And this is going to give me 2 panels. All right, that's 2 1/4. That is 2 1/8. Okay. Now, and I do it this way instead of printing on there. Like I said, if I make mistakes or if anything happens, it's a lot easier to deal with these 2 panels than it is to like remake a whole entire card. So this is why I do a gatefold on that one. Oh yeah. And it's so pretty and it's such a great background, and that's why I like this a lot. Now I recommend using glue, because glue is going to give you a wet adhesive because it's going to give you a little bit of wiggle room as you try to line these up. And what you're trying to do is obviously line it up as best you can on that crease, on that line, because we want these flowers for it to look like a continuous pattern on there. All right. And that's always the tricky part. So that's why I'm holding my breath as we're moving along. But it should work. If my math is correct, it should be good. Avril's out there going, no, I don't know about your math today. So we're really close. And again, I got this other panel, and I'm just really just trying to make sure that everything is lined up. All right, so that looks pretty good. All right, so that's our card. Gorgeous background though, right? And it's, yes, I like that too, as well, that you don't get that ink darkness at the cut ridge. And it helps a lot. So you can see that we have this gorgeous background. So now we need to get a belly band in order to keep this closed. So I want to show you a couple of things you can do. I have some leftover pieces from before that I had on my desk for you to use. I will find them. So I took a piece of 8.5 by 11 inch paper, and I just cut a 1-inch strip. Magic of TV. Woohoo! I usually like to do this because it gives me a way to kind of figure out where I want my belly band to be. And this works really well. So I just kind of keep this down. I'm just going to keep this closed. And I just kind of eyeball it as I wrap it around. And that gives me an overlap on the back. So a little flap. And then I just know. So then I can just take my scoring tool and just give it some really, really nice edges. And that's going to come right off. And this, I like to use tape. And Altenew has, oh, here's our tape. I finally purchased this, and it is so good. And this also gives you just a little bit of room. And there we go. That's your belly band. So easy to do. Just a 1-inch strip, 8.5 by 11 paper. And there's your belly band. And this will go right over. Now, the reason why I use the tape and not the glue is because this tape is repositionable. So if it's too tight, I can kind of fix it. But that actually works perfect. That works great. All right, so last time that I did this, I actually stenciled a second panel, and I have the remnants of that. And so I actually can, what I'm going to do is just take this that I already have, and I'm going to add this on. I'm actually going to cut this little piece. Oh, it's about to scream. You guys ready? I'm just going to cut this little piece, and that way I can add some to each side just to cover up that belly band. And that's going to be our whole piece. Gorgeous, right? And vellum is gorgeous with this. Vellum's nice because it will show it through. And I love making vellum bands. I love doing vellum bands and then putting like a sentiment on it. So that way you can still see the back. Because I'm putting this like huge flower on the top of this belly band, that that's why I chose to do the white and not the vellum. Now, I wanted to show you guys one thing that I think would be cool. In the die set here comes this word hugs. So if you bear with me, I think the hugs would make an adorable belly band addition. So I'm going to just run this quick through my mini blossom. So let me grab mini blossom over here. And I need this guy and I need these guys. How am I doing on time? Wonderful. And notice I'm cutting them out in white. And that's because I now can take and do whatever I want in terms of color to them. All right, I know I'm a little bit off camera. Just give me 1 second. I'm just setting up my mini blossom guy. All right, so remember, this is Hugs and it's also its shadow. This would be great with the metallic cardstock or Dazzle cardstock. I just don't have that at my thing. Oh, the name of the kit. The name of this kit is Floral Acanthus. And I'll show that in just a second. All right, there we go, buddy. All right. That one fought me a little. Okay, there we go. That should work because I used the shim. Yep, beautiful. All right, so there's our shadow. And then here is, and I'm cutting this out of some pretty sturdy cardstock. So that's why it was give me a little bit of trouble there in the machine. All right. Are the stencils included? Yes. Oh, that's good, Sarah. And this set is all of this would come into. Okay, I'm just taking a look at some things. Hi, Sarah. Thank you, Tracy. All right, and yes, so for Sarah, what you get in the kit is you get stamps, you get the dies, you have an embossing folder, and you get coloring stencils. And that is why I love these kits, because you can do so much with it. You can just start sitting around and playing with them. And I like this one specifically because a lot of the kits are, let's see, what do I want to do? A lot of the kits are like, you know, big, like one big floral or a couple, like two like big florals. And this one is one like background. And then you can make a decision what you want to do with it. If you want to use it as a background, if you want to die cut the pieces and use them individually, that's what we're going to be doing next. It also comes with this sentiment of Hugs. And then, of course, it has all the sentiments on, like all of the sentiments that you can stamp. So those are all in there too. All right, I think I want to do this in Martian terrain. I was going to pick blue, but I think I'm going to do it in Martian terrain. All right, let's get canyon clay. All right. Oh, yes, Christian, you're going to love it. I know. You know what, Sarah? I agree with you like every single time. I don't want to like them. And then they come out and they're like better than the last month. The subscription is a great option because it gives you, I think you get like it's less money. So you save a little bit, and then you can always decide to like pause your subscription. So they give you an email to say like, hey, this is what's coming out this month. Is this something that you want to have or not? And then you can make that decision what you want to do. All right, and I love doing this where I just die cut it from white. I'm going to add a little bit of burnt red just right at the bottom here, just to give it a little ombre effect. And you can see I'm just kind of stippling this on, and that's just going to give us a little bit of difference there. Okay, now let me clean up my surface or else I'm getting red ink everywhere. Okay, so now on my Hugs, let me put these two together. A little bit of glue, bim, bim, bim. And I thought this would be cute. When I did this originally and I did it with the flower center, I looked at the Hugs and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should do it with the Hugs. But I went with the flower. And you could do this with the blue. The blue is so pretty. That Northern Shore, so gorgeous. I did it this way. Probably should have done blue, but that's all right. I wanted to really make this stand out on that white. Okay, there we go. So now I have my belly band. So you can see I'm going to stand out on this. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit of these blue leaves that were left over. And do I have another section that was left over? No, I guess that's it. Oh, I have tiny ones over there. So I'm just going to really quickly, I could use the dies. to cut these out, but I'm just going to really quickly fussy cut these because I'm just going to stick them kind of under there just to give the hugs a little bit more oomph as well. All right. Yes, and thank you, Angel, for putting that in there. You can always do the kits as a standalone. If like all of a sudden you see a kit and you're like, oh my gosh, that kit, that's great. I should get that. Or if you want to, you can get the subscription and then they let you know ahead of time what it is. Okay. So now we can add a little bit of blue. That looks like a superhero hugs. No piece is wasted, guys. No piece is wasted. So now when we're looking at that hugs, it's kind of now starting to pop out. So let me zoom in just a little bit for you guys. So now you can see this. All right, so let me go ahead and put this right on my belly band. And again, I'm using glue because I just want it to kind of move around. I want to have the option for it to move around a little bit. I'm going to stick this hugs down first, right smack dab in the middle. And I'm going to add on my blue leaf on this side. And the other part of my blue leaf on this side. There we go. And that is cute. So you have that gorgeous thing. And I could do the belly band in blue. I totally agree with Sherry on that one. And I was thinking about that too, Sherry. I was just like, hey, you know, I have this left over so I can do that. But then I can take that belly band off. It also allows you, this would also probably pick vellum like you guys were saying, because then you can see that background through it on that one. Purchase the 60 count of the large crisp inks. I store those this way flat. I don't think I wouldn't store them upside down. I store them this way. So I don't know. Christian asked about the inks. You guys can definitely put some ideas in there. I'm a mini person. I have all the mini cubes because it's just a little bit easier, or in my opinion, for storage for that one. All right, so that's one of our cards. So I showed you the one I made that has the big huge flower. And then this one, I used the sentiment just as a little bit different. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So now let's play around with what else we can do. So I have this flower left over, and I have a couple of other pieces left over from when I stenciled these before. When I have extra pieces, I just keep them inside of my stamp set envelope, and then I have that. And then what I'm going to do is I actually want to use the stencil, and I want to had a thought, letting that thought go. I'm going to use the stencil. Now, the parts of the stencil I want to use are the flourishes. So I have to kind of look and see, because remember that those flourishes were kind of all over the place. So I'm going to take my piece of paper here. Let me push this up so you guys can see it. And let me just tape it down. And all I'm doing right now is just kind of getting a layout idea. So I want this here with these guys here, and I'm going to have my sentiment coming out. All right, so then I'm going to put this in the corner. So what I want to do is I'm going to add just my stencil, just the background. I want this to be very, very light. I want these to be really, really super light. And I want it to be in Nature's Wonders, which I just put away. Here we go. So I'm going to grab Misty Moore, which is the lightest one. And I'm going to grab this brush. It does grab a lot of ink, but I'm going to tap off that ink, and then I'm going to go in really, really lightly. And for the person who asked, like, hey, can you use the stencil without the stamps? Yes. So I'm using this to build a background for my flowers. So I'm going to put those in. So I'm just going to kind of go around and look and see. So you can see I don't even know if you guys can see that. It's very, 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 very light. All right, so let me put one down here. All right, 10 minutes, good. Oh, and thank you so much. And Angel is letting you know all these products that that I'm using today, if you're interested in grabbing those. And if you have about 10 minutes left, if you let us know or you share this Facebook, this live while we're live, you will be entered to win a $15 gift card to Altenew. All right, so this is the other one. So that was 2 that I did with that one. And then I'm going to grab this flourish. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in this direction. I may overlap them, and I think I'm okay with that. So again, I'm just trying to build up a background, and my tape's in the way. It always happens, doesn't it? Okay. And then I'm going to do one more right here. I think I want to go this way with it. And I could pick any of these little pieces. I just did pick the flourishes because they're big, and it's something I can get done relatively quickly. And again, I'm trying to go in with like a really light hand because I want to make a really soft looking background with this. All right, so that's our background. All right, so let me show you guys. So again, that's just the stencils with the flourishes. And it's so pretty because those inks that the Misty Moore, those Nature Wonders inks, they're really, really gorgeous. And they kind of pick up their own color. They're yellow, but they're a little bit green. And I kind of like that depending on the light and what the heck is going on, it's a little bit different. All right, so these sentiments are so great. I love them all. I'm going to be this one. Actually, I'm going to do this one. This is a relatively large flower, so I'm going to do a sentiment that's a little bit smaller. Let me grab obsidian. The obsidian pigment ink, we actually have a refill for this now, which is awesome. And that's definitely on the list. It is, when it says exceptionally crisp, it is an exceptionally crisp ink. It really is. All right, so this one says sending hugs, which we all need hugs, I think, always. This kit does come with the embossing folder. And Sherry, I think I'm going to finish in time that I'm going to do a 3rd card, which is crazy, but I'm going to do it. Finish this sucker. There we go. So sending hugs. Isn't that cute? I mean, look at it with the little heart. Oh my God. I can't get over it. So cute. So cute. Yes, I'm going to do the embossing folder. So now all I'm going to do, that since I have these pieces left over, I'm going to add them in. So again, we have that nice background. So it's giving this flower a little bit of a grounding. And then I have these little extra swirls that I can add in as well. And that's what I would do with this card. Just kind of put those around. And then, so gorgeous, but you have that nice, beautiful floral there. All right. Because you asked, and you guys have been so amazing out there, I'm going to grab the embossing folder. And I don't have a 6x6 piece of paper, so I'm so sorry. But I do have a 4.5 by 4.25 by 5.5. So I'm going to do as much of this as I possibly can. I think I'm just not going to get that one up there. That's what I'm going to do. All right. This is the embossing folder. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And yes, absolutely. You just need to add the flower over the light background. I agree with you, Sue. It's gorgeous. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through the machine. And then we're going to ink this up just a little bit. Let's see what we got. And my hand crank is on the other side. Oh boy. It really is cardio. All right, there we go. Woo. So when you have this, it's just gorgeous, honestly, on its own. Look at the detail that comes with this. It's so pretty. So yes, Ruth. Ruth, the class that I'm doing for Altenew is under the virtual workshops. It's on the 27th of September, and we're using the poinsettia, dry brush poinsettia, which is an awesome set. Love that set. This is gorgeous. And then if you wanted to, I was actually going to come in, and you can take very, very lightly and just use your ink blending tools to add a little bit of color. I don't like to do much with these because they're so gorgeous on their own. But it's nice that you can grab that, and I can grab this one. Just going to grab a little bit of this burnt red. You all knew what I was trying to do too. Just to add a little bit of variation. And these are really nice because these are the mini blending tools, and they're really nice because that you can get into a lot of places with them. So you can see how gorgeous that flower is. Oh, wow, Ruth, that sounds amazing to do that, to have it sanded down. Oof. Again, I'm just going over this really, really gently to add a little bit of that color. And I know I'm coming right up on time, but I wanted to show this to you. And I'm going to make those petals lighter and this be a little bit darker down here. So I'm using burnt red, which is a pretty dark color. But with these blending tools, I can really control the amount of ink I'm getting and where I'm putting that ink. And that's going to give us our red flowers. And then let me do these leaves in, I'm going to do them in blue. Blue, 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 blue. All right, so I'm going to grab icy water. And same thing again. I'm just going to really, really gently add on this blue. And I'm just trying to get to those high points, those nooks and crannies. And when you feel like, you know what, that might be a little bit big, then I'm going to switch over to that mini. And then I can get into where I want to get to. The icy water gives a nice color to it. The one up above this is Winter Lake, which I think I'm going to grab. This is Winter Lake. Just to add a little bit more color to this middle part. And then I'm just going to move that color down. So pretty. So you can already see this starting to go. And this would be good on vellum. And does the stencil go over the embossing? No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, you can try and kind of fit it. I will show you guys that because it's kind of close, but it's not as perfect as it could be. Let me show you guys the stencil. Yeah, and the die does not match up. Oh, good, Sarah, you're gonna love it. How do you see? Oh, that's a question. So let's see. Trying to get to this one. Here we go. So this is the stencil. Yep, that does match up. Yeah, that matches up. Let me get to this guy. It's just tricky. You just have to sit here and kind of play with it. But yep, that matches up. Actually does a pretty good job. Well, it did for that one. I don't know about this one. Kind of close. I would say for this flower, it seems to match up because that seems to be just about the right size or pretty close to it. But it's gonna take a little bit of work to do that. So, all right, did I answer everybody's questions? I hope you guys enjoyed this today. So we did 3 things, which is a lot. Let me come on up and talk to you. One here. Hi, and this is me with my glasses on. Hello, team glasses. So we did a lot today. So again, we were playing with the project kit Floral Acanthus, which is gorgeous. And each of those project kits come with a stamp set, a die set. This one even comes with a word die and a shadow with it. And it comes with a coloring stencil, and it comes with an embossing folder. And so it's so nice to kind of play with all of these and just kind of like see, kind of see what you can do with it and how you can kind of stretch it through. And those gatefold cards are such a nice design. And I really felt like it worked really well with this Floral Acanthus because that stamp is so big. And so we did 2 of them. So you could see I did the one with the word hugs, and then I showed you that one with this. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to kind of be with us and to have Altenew Craft Your Life. And I wanted to say a huge thank you to Angel. And thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Thank you again.